this week at Twisted Oz Motorcycle Museum with Jerry Ottaway, Dick Chance, and Betty
Carson.
Thank you very much. We got all the cousins here together. Jerry, what do we have on your little family get-together and your 84th birthday get-together?
I thought the club was having a meeting this morning. Everybody's showing up, and then I found out it was a birthday party. So anyway, we've got 1930 Indian with the sidecar, and we'll let Dick tell you more about it. It was his dad that received the motorcycle when he was 9 years old. So,
Dick, what do you got to tell us about this cute little thing?
Well, this is quite a piece of work. Our granddad, Gerald Chance, Grandpap's what we called him, was the Indian dealer in Wichita back in the 29-30, right when the stock market crashed and the Depression started. And he said business wasn't too good because of the Depression, so he needed a project. So he took a Indian 101 Scout and decided to cut it down and make it for my dad for his when he was 9 years old. So he took an Indian twin and took one cylinder off, rebalanced it and everything to make it run good on one cylinder, took the frame and cut it down, and then all the sheet metal, the gas tank, the fenders, and the sidecar were all hand formed, hammered out by hand by him and Herb Ottaway. And he said business was kind of slow, so I had a lot of spare time. It took him about a year to do it, and he got it done for Christmas for my dad and his two sisters, which was Geraldine, which is Jerry's mother, and Mary, which was Betty's mother. So here today we have the three descendants of the original riders of the Indian Papoose, which it was called, and we're going to try to take a ride on it. We'll start it up here in a little bit, but Jerry's got it running really good. And so on Christmas, my dad got it, and I said, well, I asked my dad, I said, you were 9 years old. How could you ride a motorcycle in Wichita when you were 9 years old? And Grandpap said, well, my only customers were the policemen because nobody else could afford a motorcycle, so I knew every cop in town. And he said they told me they'd keep an eye on Harold, and if he did anything wrong, they'd report to me. And so they let him ride around Wichita with his sisters, and Aunt Mary always rode on the back fender, and Aunt Geraldine, she was the older one, so she got the sidecar. So that's where we're going to put Jerry, in the sidecar. But Dad told me a story. He says, one time he said, I pulled up to a stoplight, and of course, you know how we all do on motorcycles. Sometimes we just kind of come to kind of a rolling stop. Don't quite stop 100% and, keep moving a little bit. He did that on a stop sign. And when he got home, Grandpap just laid into him about running the stop sign and, took it away from him for a week or so and said, if you ever do that again, I'm taking it away from you. You have to follow the rules. So he learned his lesson. He did that. Never had any more traffic violations. But he did have, and I think the girls were with him, but he rode it outside of town a little bit somewhere. Goddard. He rode it to Goddard, and he had gas in it, but as Indians, you got a oil tank and you got a gas tank. Well, it ran out of oil. And he said, well, I got gas, it runs. He was 9 years old, he didn't understand everything about how engines worked, and it froze up. So they had to get Grandpap to come and tow him back in, and Grandpap was not very happy about that at all. And he said he was so unhappy, he says, it took me about 3 months before I was able to fix it for him. So he had to go without it for about 3 months. And after that, he learned that oil was just as important as gas to keep.
Is there a chance we could hear it run today?
Well, you think it'll start, Jerry?
Well, I hope so.
I know you've been doing a lot of work on it. You had the magneto rebuilt, I heard, and
Right.
so the battery's all right. Oh, okay.
It's almost a little big for it. Fold up here.
Does that sound pretty good, doesn't it?
You'd like to get in there with Dick?
All right, Jerry. We need a picture of you. You don't have to sit down if you don't want to. You don't have to sit down if you don't want to. Just gotta put one foot in, you're okay.
Okay, we're ready.
All right. Here's the descendants of the original riders of the 1930 Indian Papoose.
It wasn't raining today. We definitely get it out. We'd love to have you come back on a dry day, take it out, and see what it'll do with the three of you on a dry day.
You think it's got enough horsepower to pull us?
We're going to find out.
Because I think we're a little bigger than those kids were when they were 9 and 12 years old.
We're tuning for the cannonball.
Jerry, anything you'd like to wrap up with?
Well, I'd like to invite you to Twisted Oz. We're about 20 miles east of Wichita, and we have 150 some motorcycles, 43 different makes of motorcycles, and we have over 25, about 25 that's over 100 years old. So stop by and see us. We're open Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays from 10 until 4. And we do give everyone a guided tour when they come in. That's about it for now. Do you have anything?
Dick, Betty, thank you guys so much. This is sort of completes the story on this little thing.
Yeah.
Jerry, we'll see you next week. Thank you all very much for Twisted Oz. Have a great day.
Thanks.